And welcome back. We're at the Farm Progress Show site in Decatur, Illinois. The Farm Progress Show starts 1 week from today. Runs next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Matt Youngman, National Events Manager for Farm Progress, is with us, as is David Brix, one of the host farmers here at the show site. Matt, you were telling me we could kid David about his daughter starting college yesterday, which doesn't seem possible. I was going to kid him about being old, but then I remembered my granddaughter started first grade yesterday, so I better stay away from that subject. But it shows how time has flown by since you've started coming here to this site.
Yeah, when I met those kids in 2004, they were kids, and now they're not anymore. They're driving cars and going to school, and they're all grown up. But you know, that's a good thing. We're going into our 5th show here. It's a decade almost here that we've been spending time at Decatur. So it's been a lot of fun to be part of this and watch this event grow.
David, what was it like 10 years ago when they came to you and said, we're going to start having the Farm Progress Show here? What'd you think?
It was a little overwhelming at first, when you think about it. I mean, ultimately, as a farmer, you go to these shows and you think, and you see them people drive by or walk by or whatever at the show, and you think, wow, that'd be pretty cool to do that. We had it down here in Dalton City and got to, see that pretty close, and I probably went to about 4 of them before we started here, and you always thought that'd be, how could that get done? How does it work? How does it do all that? And then you're thrown into that, and you're like, holy cow.
But now it's kind of become part of your regular system and rotation and plans for every other year. But this year has been an unusual year. You got the late start, but as Matt said, you got it in time. The trouble is it just cooled off during the summer and delayed things even more.
Well, 2011 was it was almost a picture, postcard repeat. We planted then, I think it was the 11th of May, and this 10th or 11th, and this year we planted the 15th. So we're like, in corn and 11 out here for the show, we still was picking it at 18 to 22%. But what a difference in July, I believe I heard it was one of the, wasn't the coolest, but it was top 5, coolest temperatures, our average temperature for the month. So that's what hurt. Conditions was great in the spring. May, it was perfect. Soil temperature was great. Corn came up. Some of the fastest corn we've ever had come out of the ground. It came out of the ground. So we gained some days there, with the soil temperatures and stuff on emergence. But, after that, it just kind of started going downhill.
So you're probably not going to have the harvesting demonstrations, but let's look, as you as a farmer now, are you optimistic you're going to have pretty good yields this year?
Oh, yeah. We've done some yield checks, preliminary stuff, and it looks tremendous. It really does. The only thing that's scaring the heck out of us is the fact, is it going to be a repeat of 09? The springs was the same in 11, but the summers is the same as it was in 9, and our last load of corn we took out was the 10th of December. That was a nightmare year fall-wise. So, things are looking pretty late now. I don't know, how late it's going to be, but I just hope it ain't that late.
The beans could really use some water, couldn't they?
We're actually in a dry spell right now. It's been, you could go, I got, fields 5 miles northwest of here that aren't as good as here. We had a lot more rain right here around the show site and helped this stuff out, but some of my other fields out, it's dry. It's been a lot drier, not too far away. So, definitely the beans was coming in, this is their time, and we need some rain on that. I guess we'll wait till next Friday, and then because I got a lot of hay to get done this week. I don't want no rain this week. Then we'd like a nice show, and then it can start raining next Friday. I know the teardown people wouldn't like that, but
the beans, we really don't know, do we? The jury's still out on the beans.
It seems like beans are always a guessing game. Even last year, severe drought, and we ended up with a decent bean crop. That hurricane came through there actually during the Boone show. I had to hurry home from out there because we had 7-8 inches of rain coming to break the drought here, and that's what saved our bean crop here. So, and that's, almost 1st September. So, beans it's hard to go out and really get a handle on the beans until you really run a combine through them.
Talking with host farmer David Brix here at the Farm Progress Show. You mentioned you got some hay. I would think you've had pretty good hay crop this year.
Actually, no. that's what's the bad part. Yeah, we've had great moisture. Our first cut yield was tremendous, but we didn't get it out till June.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, because we couldn't get in and get it done because of with all the rain, so that pushed us so far back. We really just finished second cut a couple weeks ago and tied third cut in now, and our third cut's really a short crop because of the show. We're trying to get it. So, we've got pretty much everything down right now almost. We got a week to get it done. Dew points and moisture and humidities are killing us right now. It's nice for setup and everything else, but the sun is so sporadic. This week with the levels of moisture, the haze is just not really curing real good.
Back on the corn and soybeans, have you had much disease or insect pressure this year?
No, we have had virtually nothing. I've heard of nothing. We sprayed fungicides, but we eliminated the insect, the pesticide because there was no pressure. So, we was going to tank mix it in with the aerial flight, but we didn't. So, realistically, everything, we've had a little bit of leafhopper problems in the hay, but not much of that either. So, it's been pretty good.
Just need some time and a little bit of moisture to help finish things out. Matt, a lot of people come in campers and set up. How will you handle that this year?
Yeah, David has hay laying down where the camper lot's going to be, so hopefully we'll get
that taken care of, David.
He'll get it. He gets it every year. Just north of the college, it's believe it or not, David is an 8-year-old stand.
Yeah.
This is the.
Yeah, we seeded all of everything west was seeded in spring of 05.
Okay, and then that's been replaced. That piece has been replaced where the camper parking lot is. But there are some pieces right here next to the show that are really nice stands of alfalfa that are 8 years old, and we're trying to decide. David's going to try to decide whether we're going to go to 10 for the 2015 show or not. But yeah, that's a good firm parking lot where we're able to park these big pusher RVs that come in for the show. It seems like more and more and more of them every year end up parking in that lot, but. It's a real handy place because it's adjacent to the college and it's adjacent to the show, to the main gate of the show, and give those folks that come in for more than one day a nice place to camp.
We refer to the college, that's Richland Community College right here, right at the show site, and that's a good partnership too.
That is, and having the college there allows our exhibitors to do a lot of extra things that maybe we're not able to do when we're at Boone or out at Husker Harvest Days. For example, the concert, they've got a real nice grassed area to have a concert on. In Boone and Grand Island, we grow corn everywhere we get a chance, but they keep a place back to put on a nice concert. The exhibitors are able to rent rooms over there in the college while the college shuts down Tuesday, Wednesday of the event, so they can use the big auditoriums and the classrooms to have breakouts or VIP events or anything along those lines. So the partnership with the college really helps make more things go on around the show, around the core of the event here.
What time do gates open for the show?
Gates open at 8 o'clock all 3 days. We're open till 5 on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the last day of the show, Thursday, we close an hour early at 4 o'clock. Give these exhibitors a chance to get everything torn out of here and get home to their families for Labor Day.
Obviously there are going to be some slowdowns during the heaviest times, but this traffic flow is pretty good in the fact that you, as we mentioned earlier, you do kind of have a pattern now and everything's kind of familiar. Really helps it to move right along.
It certainly does. The one new thing that's going on there is there's a doctor over at the University of Illinois that's doing a traffic flow study, and he's employing 31 people from around here in Decatur with smartphones, and they're going to do traffic flow counts, counting the turns that they're making and the rates that they're making them, and that goes in through an app on everybody's phone. It goes into a master database, and they're going to be able to kind of virtually watch the show flow in, and that's going to allow us to, after the show, kind of debrief on where the intersections were that were causing us problems. And so it's always a constant program to try to improve it every time. It's when we have a crowd as big as we're going to have this year, there will be some slowdowns, and everybody should keep their head up and pay attention to what the law enforcement is telling them.
Wow, we've come a long ways, haven't we? David, you're not going to be able to harvest, it looks like, next week during the show. But so when do you think you will start harvest here?
We're hoping to shooting for 3 weeks. We're about 2 weeks behind on our growing units, so that's what we're hoping for. Because with that cash spread difference from the cash to the fall pricing, it's pretty substantial. It's about $1.50 a bushel. Even so, as soon as it gets dry enough to where we comfortably can run it through the combine, we're going to go on this early stuff. Full season stuff, I'm not looking any towards 1st of October probably, you know, before we can really get going in our full season stuff. It's that far behind, you know, and your basis spread will be gone. So, you know, so the incentive there, you know, it really depends on how warm we get, you know, this next couple of weeks. As much as it's bad for the show, it's good for the, you know, corn, and hopefully, you know, we get some heat, get some dried down quicker, because we all know it's not fun to have to dry a bunch of wet corn and harvest wet corn, and the pricing that goes along with drying charges and everything else. That's an extra headache that we dealt with in 09. You know, in 09 we couldn't get anything under 25% hardly. I mean, even November, you know, and it's still 25, you know, 22, 25%, and it just, you know, it's a nightmare at that kind of moistures.
Best guess right now, what do you think your best corn will yield?
Oh,
I'll put you on the spot here.
Well, my all-time record's 211. I just hope I can beat that as an average. So that'd be great, but I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, Matt. We'll see you in a week.
Very good. Thank you very much.
We'll look forward to it. We thank Syngenta for sponsoring these preview shows. We've started back early in the spring and come through the summer, and now it's a showtime 1 week from today, the Farm Progress Show, next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday here in Decatur, Illinois. National Events Manager for Farm Progress, Matt Youngman, host farmer David Brix joining us. All right, we're going to check some